Hi everyone, Jordan Rubin here, and I would like to introduce you to the most powerful 3-day health transformation of your life. We call it the Suero Cleanse. Cleansing is a hot topic these days. Seems like everybody wants to remove the toxic burden from their body. And as most of the great health and wellness teachers in the natural health movement believe, I say that cleansing and detoxification is probably the first place you start when addressing your overall health. But before we get into the topic of cleansing, I want to discuss the reasons why you should cleanse. Toxins come in all shapes and sizes. We face toxins that are outside the body called exogenous toxins, and we even generate toxins from within the body called endogenous toxins. Toxins can come from environmental pollution, and many say that our environment is hundreds of times more polluted or toxic than our great-grandparents. Cigarette smoke, both first-hand and second-hand, cleaning products, building products, and even radiation from cell phones, televisions, computers, etc., etc. All of these areas of life can expose us to toxins, many of which our ancestors never saw in their lifetime. With daily toxic exposure on the rise, we must take the time to cleanse our bodies and, more importantly, our cells on a regular basis. People say all the time that they've tried to lose weight, they've tried to take off the pounds, but they weren't able to. We have found, after dealing with thousands of individuals, helping them take control of their health and lose weight, that one of the main reasons people have those stubborn pounds that seem to cling to them is due to toxicity. In fact, fat that is around the midsection, called visceral fat, is loaded with toxins, the most dangerous toxins of all, known as fat-soluble toxins. But excess weight is not the only issue that is linked to toxicity. In fact, many health experts believe that virtually every health challenge is a combination of overabundance of toxins and a lack of cellular nutrition. How do you address those areas? You begin by cleansing. Your body's organs, ligaments, tendons are made up of cells. You've heard about health on the cellular level. Well, cleansing your cells is the best way to ensure cellular health. Most experts would agree that the cause of all disease is when your cells become toxic as well as deficient. Remember, too many toxins, not enough nutrients. Often in my health seminars, I have said to people, there's only 2 things you need to do to be healthy. Number 1, get the good in, or nutrients in your body. And number 2, get the bad out. Toxins removed from your body. It all starts at the cellular level. In fact, in order for you to be healthy, your cells must be healthy. There are 3 key steps to cellular cleansing that we want to talk about. Number 1 is proper hydration. You must be hydrated in order for your cells to be healthy and plump. If you are dehydrated, particularly at the cellular level, your cells will be shriveled up and non-functional. Number 2, we need a correct ratio of electrolytes, sodium and potassium, to make sure that the cell is healthy. We're going to go into more about this later, but let me say this. Each and every one of us have a river of life flowing through our body. Our extracellular fluid, our lymphatic system. I believe that the health of this river of life could determine your health greater than any other factor inside your body. The way to get this river of life functioning properly is to have a balance of the 2 principal electrolytes, sodium and potassium. They are antagonists, and we as Americans and most of the world are backwards in our ratio. Number 3, we need balanced intestinal flora. The microorganisms that are inside our gut, over 400 species and trillions of organisms, must be in a balance as well. And while those organisms are relegated to your large and to some extent small intestines only, there are more microorganisms in your gut than there are cells in your entire body. Just like the proper ratio of sodium and potassium is essential for your river of life, in order for your digestive tract, the root system of the body, to function properly, you need a balance of what someone would call good or probiotic microorganisms and benign, or what some people would call negative or even pathogenic microorganisms. How do we get our cells healthy is the question. The answer, your body was equipped with 7 detox channels. 7. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Some people say, I'm going to cleanse my colon. Some people say they're going to cleanse their kidneys, liver, lymphatic system. I believe that by equipping each of these 7 detox channels to work and function properly, you will be able to begin to experience the health of your dreams. The largest detox channel is your skin. Perspiration is a great way to detoxify. That's why I hate that old commercial that said, never let them see you sweat. In fact, sweating is great for you. I think I'm perspiring now. Your lungs help to expel CO2 while you take in oxygen. Plants give off oxygen. We expel CO2. Plants need CO2. It's a beautiful symbiotic relationship, but your lungs must expel waste. We've all heard about victims of secondhand smoke, and then, of course, smokers themselves having black lungs. People that get exposed to toxins like asbestos and others have lung disease, lung-related cancers. We must expel toxins through our proper breathing channel. The colon, of course, we know that the colon is a detoxification channel, taking the waste material, making sure that it is hydrated, and eliminating it through the bowel. The colon is a principal detoxification channel and probably the area with the greatest amount of oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is like rust. You need antioxidants to counterbalance that. Our kidneys are a critical detoxification channel and often difficult to manage because we are so dehydrated as Americans and around the world, because we are so toxic. Our kidneys really face a lot of challenges. In traditional Chinese medicine, they believe the kidneys are a major source of health and vitality. And of course, who could forget the liver? Not only does the liver help produce powerful antioxidants, but it probably takes on more of the body's toxic burden than any other organ or system. Cleansing the liver is paramount to long-term wellness. The lymphatic system is that river of life we've spoken about. Cleansing the lymphatic system is critical. It can be done through certain exercises like jumping, particularly on a mini trampoline. You can get lymphatic massage, or certain compounds help allow the lymph to keep moving and bring waste with it. And the 7th detoxification channel, which most people don't put in this category, your fat cells. I mentioned that your fat stores toxins. When you remove fat cells, they dump their toxic contents, and you are less toxic. Out of all the detoxifying and cleansing elements on the planet, one must consider cultured whey. In fact, Hippocrates, known as the father of medicine, recommended whey to his patients over 2,400 years ago. What is whey? Remember the old nursery rhyme about Little Miss Muffet? She sat on her tuffet eating her curds and whey. Whey is the co-product of cheese, but this golden liquid might be as valuable as gold. Whey contains water, pure water, and a balance of sodium and potassium that is exactly what you want inside your river of life. Sodium is essential for cellular hydration and nutrient fortification. It brings nutrients into the cell, as you can see from that small diagram. Potassium functions by pumping waste products out of the cell. As I stated earlier, a major reason so many Americans are unable to cleanse properly is the overconsumption of sodium, about 10 times over, and the underconsumption of potassium. It's all about balance. It's all about the ratio. Cultured whey has been used historically for 4 major benefits. Cultured whey, with its natural blend of sodium and potassium, stimulates intestinal peristalsis, which means the movement, the muscle-like contractions of the bowel, which supports healthy bowel function. Cultured whey, with its probiotics and prebiotics, supports healthy intestinal flora. Number 3, cultured whey hydrates the body and provides essential minerals to flush excess water out of the body via the kidneys and the urinary tract. Number 4, cultured whey contains a high percentage of water and organically bound minerals to support elimination again via the liver, kidneys, and colon. With cultured whey being so beneficial, you would think that it would line the shelves of every health food store and grocery. Truth is, cultured whey may be the 2,000-year-old health secret that you're just learning about now. In fact, only 2 cultured whey beverages that I could find exist today in the world. One is in Switzerland, one is in Iceland. However, Switzerland really popularized whey with what they called the whey cure. The whey cure was talked about hundreds of years ago, where people would flock to these Swiss spa-like clinics to consume whey and only whey. They would consume it fresh after cattle were milked. Switzerland is a great place for dairy. And they would drink whey and stay on this protocol until they got what they were looking for. Over 150 of these clinics/spas existed in one region in Switzerland in the 1700s. But for the last few hundred years, whey has largely been forgotten until now. Introducing the Suero Cleanse. Suero means whey. And this not only is a cleanse using a brand new formulation, amazing cultured whey beverage called SueroViv, but it really is the way to cleanse. How do you cleanse? With powerful, pure water. In fact, SueroViv contains structured spring water, organized, pure, detoxifying water coming from a pristine spring with some of the most amazing characteristics I have ever seen. Electrolytes coming from the cultured whey, which includes sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium, not salts or added isolated minerals like common sports drinks and even juices. These electrolytes are organically bound to other compounds in this golden liquid called cultured whey. Probiotics to help balance your intestinal tract, and an important area of cleansing for anybody is to eliminate toxic or allergenic foods and chemicals. So not only are you cleansing with pure water, powerful electrolytes, and effective probiotics, but you are eliminating toxic foods and chemicals. Folks, I want to say this. Before we get into the Suero Cleanse and what it is, I want you to understand that the Suero Cleanse in general can produce some amazing results. But don't think that it is all related to a product, because it isn't. When you consume one very healthy food or beverage that is a living food, easy to digest and utilize, to the exclusion of your typical highly allergenic, highly toxic diet, many foods we consume every day are viewed as enemies or inflammation by the body. In fact, there's a concept known as dietary leukocytosis, which means that when you eat something, if your body can't break it down, it might actually view it as a harmful chemical or compound or invader, and actually send an army of white cells to attack, Could you imagine if you're eating and instead of your body breaking down the food, it's using its energy to fight what you're eating? Well, the point is this. The Suero Cleanse is not a miracle. The Suero Cleanse removes the interference from your diet, from your body, and allows it to remove what it doesn't want anyway, getting to the bottom of your issues, allowing the body to fix what's wrong. The Suero Cleanse comes in 3 levels. First, we have bronze. The bronze level requires you to drink 6 bottles of SueroViv a day. SueroViv cultured whey beverage comes in 5 flavors, and the bronze or beginner version will have you drinking our delicious raspberry lemonade followed by citrus, alternating for 6 bottles a day. 6 bottles a day. And that's all you eat, and that's really all you drink. You'll be getting 96 ounces of fluid, properly hydrating your body, and everything you need for your 3-day Suero Cleanse comes in 1 box delivered right to your door for a cost of $54. Popular cleanses on the market that are based on drinking juices can cost up to $250 delivered for 6 bottles, 16 ounces for 3 days. We believe that the Suero Cleanse is not only convenient, it's not only effective, but it is extremely affordable. If you want to go for the intermediate cleanse, go for silver. Silver starts with our brand new, extremely popular SueroViv Green, followed by SueroViv Citrus, then Orange Cinnamon, another serving of green, citrus, and our Suero Gold. Again, everything you need for 3 days is in this one system delivered right to your door, and guess what? You're not going to feel weak. You're probably not going to feel like you can't work, can't go to school, or can't work out. In fact, many people have said, I have worked out just fine on the Suero Cleanse. Now, we do recommend that you try to take it a little easy and that you monitor how your body reacts, because when you're on a cleanse, anything goes. Your body is free to do what it wants to do, and sometimes that means storing up energy for later to allow the body to release the toxins that it is holding. The Gold Cleanse is by far the most advanced, and it involves all 6 bottles that you'll consume in a day to be Suero Gold. Suero Gold is 100% pure, cultured whey, loaded with probiotics, loaded with minerals. It tastes a little bit like a liquid, maybe diluted yogurt. I think it's wonderful. Many people think it's wonderful, but it is not sweet, has a sour note to it, and it is for the brave, not for the weak at heart. I highly recommend, if you're a first-time cleanser, start with bronze. You can move your way up to silver on a future cleanse, and then you can go for the gold. The results have been nothing short of amazing. Gold is $63, and it is shipped directly to your door, and it most closely resembles the way that people would consume this wonderful product in Switzerland in the 1700s. Your Suero Cleanse package that will be delivered directly to your door contains 18 bottles of SueroViv, which is everything you'll need to drink and eat, although you won't be eating according to our recommendations, for 3 days. You'll also get a Suero Cleanse booklet. The Suero Cleanse booklet is a 16-page booklet that will give you the why, the what, and the how of cleansing. You'll also see some frequently asked questions and their answers. One example, people will ask, if I'm diabetic, should I cleanse? The answer, if you are diabetic, if you are being treated for any health challenge on any medications, I highly recommend you check with your physician or health practitioner prior to embarking on any new health program, including a cleanse. Many people have been able to cleanse when they thought they couldn't, but it is important to understand how cleansing, or as some people would call it, modified fasting, affects your medications if you're on them. If you are a brand new customer to Beyond Organic, With your Suero Cleanse, you will get a free preferred customer membership, allowing you to purchase all Beyond Organic foods, beverages, skin and body care products at 20% off. This is a $20 value for your 1-year membership. So again, the Suero Cleanse, which is up to $75 less expensive than popular juice cleansing programs, will come with 18 bottles of SueroViv, everything you need for your 3-day cleanse. You'll get a great Suero Cleanse booklet by myself and Dr. Josh Axe. And if you've never purchased Beyond Organic products before, you'll get a free preferred customer membership. Many will ask what to expect on your Suero Cleanse. And as I mentioned earlier, when you cleanse, all bets are off. The body is given the opportunity to do whatever it wants to do. And frankly, that's the miracle of this program. But many people have embarked on this 3-day health transformation, and with a combination of a low-calorie diet, because SueroViv gives you approximately 120 calories per bottle, the total caloric intake, 720 for the day, makes this a low-calorie diet. You're getting properly hydrated, and you're getting the minerals, you're getting the probiotics, you're getting the essential oils. But the combination of all of this has shown an increase in weight loss, a boost in energy, an improvement in digestive function, improved appetite control, and healthier skin, hair, and nails. And probably the most exciting result, when people are done with the 3 days, most say, "Can I continue?" And many others say, "I don't crave junk food anymore. My body is finally speaking to me." Here's an example of one individual who went on the 3-day Suero Cleanse. Becky writes, "I lost 6 pounds in 3 days on the 3-day Suero Cleanse and feel amazing. I have now told several friends about the cleanse, and they are experiencing great results as well." One thing that I find when it comes to the Suero Cleanse, you don't need to tell people about it. They're going to ask you. You look better. You've lost weight. Your skin is glowing. What are you doing? You're going to say, "I'm cleansing." And they're going to ask, can they cleanse? How do they get on the same cleanse as you? You're going to realize that by not having to worry about what you're going to eat, not having to spend money on food, not having to feel heavy and bloated, it's going to make you want to be a regular Suero cleanser. The good news is that's exactly what I'm going to recommend you do. After all, the Suero Cleanse was really an accidental cleanse. My wife was going on a fast. She was undergoing a time of fasting and praying. I got home from work, and I saw her lying in bed. She said she had a headache. We have 3 young children, and I was heading out that evening for a meeting. I said, "Nikki, there's no way you're going to be able to be in bed with the kids running around the house." I said, "Why don't you try this?" And I handed her a bottle of citrus SueroViv. And for the next 5 days, that's all she consumed. And the Suero Cleanse was born. I had another friend who I recommended get started on the Suero Cleanse. She went on it for 40 days, didn't want to get off because she was seeing such great results and experiencing such great digestion and a great feeling when other foods had bothered her. A friend of mine who's a physician went on the Suero Cleanse. 14 days later, lost an astounding amount of weight and never felt better. The Suero Cleanse really is sweeping the nation, and it's time you jumped on the train to better health. So now you've decided to embark on the Suero Cleanse journey, and you're already beginning to think about what to do after the cleanse. Here's some tips to extend the beneficial effects of your Suero Cleanse. Number 1, consume 1 to 2 bottles of SueroViv per day consistently until your next Suero Cleanse. This will allow you to experience the benefits daily and not have this rebound effect where you feel great during the cleanse and shortly after, but then you go back to your lifestyle that got you in this mess in the first place. I recommend consuming half a bottle in the morning and the afternoon, or better yet, an entire bottle first thing when you wake up to get yourself hydrated and going, and 1 again in the afternoon. And I do recommend that you mark your calendar for a monthly Suero Cleanse. If you're able to cleanse 3 days a month, 36 days a year, avoiding somewhere in the neighborhood of 42,000 calories that you would be eating, equipping your 7 detox channels to do what they're supposed to do, I believe your health will go through the roof. Of course, we want you to reduce the consumption of processed foods from your diet. Follow a healthy eating plan that includes organic meats, cultured dairy, vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and sprouted grains and legumes. Make sure to check out my book, Live Beyond Organic, for a wonderful diet that will be broken up by 6-week increments that you can test your own level of health and lifestyle. It'll tell you what diet to go on, and then you can continue to improve on your road to amazing health. People ask me all the time, Jordan, I've got this health challenge. I'm this many pounds overweight. I'm not that young anymore. Is it too late for me to benefit from the Suero Cleanse? Maybe I'm too sick. Maybe I'm too tired. Maybe I've eaten too much junk food. Is it too late for me? My answer always back to them is this. The only way that you could start the Suero Cleanse too late is if you wait until tomorrow. Folks, if you are not thrilled with your current level of health, if you know someone who needs a 3-day tune-up, I got to tell you, I believe people are going to be going on the Suero Cleanse 3 days before their wedding, 3 days before their high school reunion, 3 days before any special event where they want to fit into that dress, that suit, or just want to look their best. From the inside and out, the Suero Cleanse is a 3-day experience that can begin a lifelong transformation. I'm Jordan Rubin, wishing you happy cleansing.